Hi, I'm Ron Bateman, the Sheriff of Anne Arundel County. Welcome to your Anne Arundel's Most Wanted program, a program where we showcase wanted criminals, highlight open cases, and look to you for tips. You, concerned citizens, that share my same goal, and that's keeping our communities safe. You'd be proud to know that your calls have allowed us to put handcuffs on thousands of criminals. So sit back, set your DVR, or grab a pen and paper, and help do your part in catching criminals. You're watching Anne Arundel's Most Wanted. And now for another regular guest on our show, Corporal Amy Meageth from the Annapolis Police Department. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Who'd you bring for us?
I've got 3 today. The first one is Jasmine Michelle Jones. Her date of birth is February 16th of 1991. She's an African-American female, 5 foot 2 inches tall, weighing 122 pounds, with black hair and brown eyes. She has a tattoo that reads Jasmine, and her last known address is 803 Brook Court in Annapolis. She has an arrest warrant for 9 counts of failing to send a child to school. From August 25th of 2016 through April 18th of 2017, during the school year, an 8-year-old child was unlawfully absent from school 34 days. Jasmine Jones, the juvenile's mother, was notified of the absences as they were occurring, but continued to fail to send the child to school. The Board of Education obtained this arrest warrant for Jones. Second subject is Dean Alfred Alexander. His date of birth is July 20th of 1960. He's an African-American male, 6 feet tall, weighing 240 pounds, with black hair and brown eyes. His last known address is 8106 Fruitful Court in Glen Burnie. He has an arrest warrant for sexual solicitation of a minor, second-degree assault, fourth-degree sex offense, and furnishing alcohol to a person under the age of 21. In February of 2017, an investigation began into a possible sexual offense against a child that occurred between December 31st of 2016 and January 1st of 2016. The 16-year-old male victim reported that Dean Alexander helped purchase alcohol for him and other juveniles to drink at a party. Another 16-year-old male reported that Alexander gave him alcohol to drink at the same party. The victim reported that Alexander touched him and offered him money to perform sexual acts. Detectives were able to identify Alexander as the suspect and obtained this arrest warrant. The third subject is Carlos Javier Montoya. His birthday is November 4th of 1979. He's a Hispanic male, 5 foot 7 inches tall, weighing 140 pounds, with black hair and brown eyes. His last known address is 215 Boxwood Road, apartment 214 in Annapolis. He has an arrest warrant for sexual abuse of a minor, second-degree custodial child abuse, second-degree assault, indecent exposure, and fourth-degree sexual offense. On March 24th of 2017, an attempted rape was reported. The 16-year-old female victim reported that Carlos Montoya touched her inappropriately and tried to have sex with her. During the investigation, the victim reported several times when Montoya assaulted her. The detectives obtained this arrest warrant for Montoya.
Very good. Folks, you remember the drill. If you know the whereabouts of any of those individuals, do not approach them. Instead, call that number on the screen, 410-222-1490 or 911, 24 hours a day. Keep those calls coming in because your tips are definitely paying off. Thank you very much, Amy.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Now, of course, everyone recognizes our next guest, Detective Sergeant Ed Eicher from the Maryland State Police, Glen Burnie Barrack. Welcome back to the show, brother.
Thanks, sir.
Who'd you bring for us?
We have 3 today. The first one is Eric Kyle Livesay. He's a white male. Birth date of April 1st, 1986. And his last known address was Elm Tree Street in Curtis Bay. 2016 in December, Mr. Livesay entered onto a property where he was banned from. During his visit, he got in an altercation with the residents of that property. After troopers arrived to investigate the situation, Livesay gave a false name of Eric Kyle Johns. After being released from the scene, it was found that Johns was a false last name given by Livesey to avoid identification and an open warrant that he currently had in Baltimore City for driving without a license. A search of the area to try and relocate him had negative results. Charges were applied for and a warrant has been issued on Livesey for giving a false name to avoid identification and hindering an investigation. Number 2 is Mr. Cortez Raymond Anthony White. He's a black male, April 22nd, 1997, and his last known address was on Bridgeview Road in Brooklyn. In September of 2016, White was involved in a vehicle chase with speeds in excess of 130 miles an hour, which ended in a vehicle crash as they attempted to exit the highway down a ramp. White and 2 other occupants ran from the vehicle after crashing but were subsequently found and arrested. Further investigation found that the vehicle White was in was reported stolen from Howard County. White was charged with vehicle theft and theft over $1,000. In April of this year, White was found guilty in Howard County for those charges and sentenced to numerous probation requirements. Since that time, White has failed to follow up on 4 of his requirements, and a bench warrant has been issued for his arrest. And last, we have Mr. William James Murphy III. He's a black male with a birth date of October 25th, 1996. His last known address was Mary Lane in Glen Burnie. In March of 2016, Murphy was a passenger in a vehicle stop conducted by troopers. During interaction with the troopers, the occupants inside the vehicle exhibited behaviors that indicated criminal activity was occurring. As such, a canine scan was conducted, which indicated an alert on the vehicle. A search of the occupants and the vehicle revealed CDS in the pocket of Mr. Murphy. Murphy was in the possession of prescription drugs not prescribed to him. He was charged with that possession, and a court date was set for May of this year, which he failed to appear for, and a bench warrant has been issued for him as well.
Outstanding. Folks, you know the whereabouts of any of those individuals. Do not approach them. Call that number on the screen, 410-222-1490 or 911, 24 hours a day. Detective Sergeant,
Thanks,
thank you, sir. Okay, our friends from the Anne Arundel County Police were unable to make today's show, so let me do theirs for them. They have a wanted individual and a special alert about a bank robbery where we're looking for your assistance. So the first one is Darius Durrell Green. On June the 13th of this year, Green entered a Glen Burnie apartment through a second-story bedroom window and assaulted a female while she was in her living room. Green grabbed the victim by her wrist, struck her in the face with his hand. He then forced her into her bedroom where he sexually assaulted her. Before leaving the apartment, Green took the victim's cell phone, valued at $500. Detectives applied for and received an arrest warrant for Green, charging him with rape and theft. So we're looking for Darius Durrell Green, a 23-year-old black male with black hair and brown eyes. He is 5 foot 8 inches tall, medium built, with a date of birth of May 27th, 1994. His last known address is 8357 Pioneer Drive in Severn, Maryland. And the last one we have today is for an unknown serial bank robber who targeted 12 banks in Maryland and Northern Virginia over the past 8 months. 3 of the robberies occurred in Anne Arundel County. One on January 26, 2017 at Howard Bank located at 116 Defense Highway in Annapolis. Then again at the same bank on February 22, 2017 and at Wells Fargo Bank located at 930 Bay Ridge Road in Annapolis, also on June 17, 2017. The bank robber is described as a black male, 30 to 40 years old, 6 feet tall with a large build. In each of the robberies, the subject was described as having salt and pepper facial hair and was wearing dark clothing, sunglasses, and a black baseball hat with, this is weird, a Baltimore Orioles or New York Yankees logo and a sticker on the brim. The FBI Washington Field Office and Anne Arundel County Police are asking for the public's assistance in identifying this individual. Anyone with information regarding this bank robber is asked to contact the FBI Washington Field Office at 202-278-2000 or the FBI Baltimore Field Office at 410-265-8080. Now, for those subjects wanted by the Anne Arundel County Sheriff's Office. Our first subject. It's going to be William Carl Eichenberg. This subject is a registered sex offender who is wanted for violation of probation. In 2016, Eichenberg was found guilty of distributing child pornography. Eichenberg is required to maintain weekly face-to-face contact with his probation agent and have daily phone contact. Eichenberg has not been seen or heard from since May and is believed to have fled from his address on Shore Drive in Edgewater. A warrant for his arrest was issued June 9th of 2017. Deputies have made numerous attempts to locate him and believe he may be in the Frederick area. So today we are looking for William Carl Eichenberg, a registered sex offender who is a 46-year-old white male with a date of birth of August 6, 1970. He's 5'11" inches tall, weighs 160 pounds, and has black hair and brown eyes. And his last known address is 2102 Shore Drive in Edgewater. Now, our next subject is going to be Kayinte Asmar Wise. I don't know if I said that right or not, but it's Keynte is the spelling of his first name. This subject is wanted for armed robbery, conspiracy, and assault, stemming from a home invasion that occurred early June 2017. On June the 5th, 2017, the county police responded to an unknown disturbance at a house on Queen Anne's Road in Glen Burnie. Several subjects had forced their way into the home, assaulted the occupants, and stole items in the home. The subjects fled prior to the police arriving. So today, we are looking for Kayinte Asmar Wise, who is a 23-year-old black male with a date of birth of April 11th, 1994. He's 5'8" inches tall. He weighs 150 pounds and has black hair and brown eyes. His last known address, 7735 B&A Boulevard in Glen Burnie, Maryland. Our next subject, it's going to be Carl William Helmick. This subject is wanted on a circuit court bench warrant for violation of probation. The subject is currently on probation for burglary. The circuit court bench warrant was issued on May the 8th, 2017 for Mr. Helmick's continued noncompliance with the terms of probation. Mr. Helmick has failed to attend a required substance abuse program. So today, we are looking for Carl William Helmick, who is a 27-year-old white male. His date of birth is April the 3rd, 1990. He's 5'5" inches tall, weighs 140 pounds, and has brown hair and brown eyes. His last known address is 5335 Wasena Avenue in Brooklyn. And our next subject, that is going to be Juan Michael Pack. This subject is wanted for failing to appear in court for an incident which occurred last summer. On July the 15th, 2016, police conducted a routine traffic stop on Route 50 in Anne Arundel County on a vehicle being driven by Mr. Pack. The Pack was cited for multiple traffic violations to include driving on a suspended license, driving an unregistered vehicle, and knowingly using false vehicle document and registration plates. All these charges occurred while he was transporting a child under 8 who was not in a child safety seat. Pack, who never should have been behind the wheel of a motor vehicle, was also charged for failing to secure a child under 8 in a child safety seat. So today, we are looking for Juan Michael Pack. He's a 33-year-old black male with a date of birth of October 11th, 1983. He's 5'8" inches tall and weighs 180 pounds and has black hair and brown eyes. His last known address is 312 Forest Beach Road in Annapolis. And our last subject, that is going to be Robert Earl Wooten, Jr. Wooten has 4 outstanding warrants. The subject has a 2016 warrant for assault, a warrant for violation of probation, and a warrant for failing to appear in court. The 4th warrant is for robbery, assault, and theft, which just occurred in May. Now, on May the 18th, 2017, Wooten continued his violent criminal activity by forcibly robbing a woman of money, dragging her from her car, and stealing other items in her possession. Wooten was able to flee the scene and evade arrest. Witnesses familiar with the subject were able to identify him as the assailant, and a warrant was issued, thanks to them. So today we are looking for Robert Earl Wooten, Jr., who's a 27-year-old black male with a date of birth of October the 9th, 1989. He's 5'5" inches tall, weighs 140 pounds, and has black hair and brown eyes. And his last known address is 468 Mainview Court in Glen Burnie. Remember, folks, you know the whereabouts of any of those individuals. Do not approach them. Call that number, 410-222-1490 or 911 24 hours a day. I know I say this every month. Keep the calls coming in because your tips are definitely paying off. Now, before I close the show and make our thank yous, I want to tell our viewers about the results of our very first failure to appear warrant reduction operation that we held at the Annapolis District Court last Friday. Huge success. We had over 52 people show up and cleared approximately 70 arrest warrants in not only Air County, but also included Baltimore County and Baltimore City. Great success, and it was because of the partnership that we created to make this operation go off. State's Attorney's Office, Parole and Probation, Public Defender's Office, and all the members at the District Court just did a great job helping us out in Annapolis. So my office involved. It was just a huge partnership, which we are really proud of, and we're going to definitely have talks about doing this again maybe in the fall. So I told everyone this wasn't a sting, and now it's proven it's not a sting. It was a huge success. The feedback that I got from those people that showed up that had their failure to appear warrants dropped was tremendous. I had a great time talking to people. So again, I applaud all of our partners in this operation. Now to thank a few people who allowed this show to happen every single month. First, Air County Executive, Mr. Steve Shue. Also want to thank the Chief of Police from Anne Arundel County, Mr. Tim Altamari. The now permanent Chief of Annapolis Police Department, Chief Scott Baker. And also the State Police Superintendent, Bill Palazzi. The man behind the camera, Mr. Dale Boyer, and from my office, Sergeant Brian Andre, and our training coordinator, Mrs. Constance Speak. I really appreciate the help of all you guys making this show every single month. Remember, folks, let's keep Anne Arundel County safe. I'm Sheriff Ron Bateman, and we'll see you next time on Anne Arundel's Most Wanted.